and I just want to show you the door frame. So, God, this was such hard work to do. I've never had such a hard job cleaning one of these door frames. Sand down the skirting board round here, and when the brown paint comes, which should be tomorrow, that is just going to be painted brown. That's it. And I've decided round the other side where the wardrobe doors are, that is also just going to be painted brown on the surround. I'm not going to be removing any more paint because I'm absolutely fed up with it, and it was really hard work to get all this paint off of this door frame, and it takes me hours to do. It took me hours and hours to get this paint off. So it's not just a matter of slapping on some paint stripper and walking away. You have to come back and scrape it all off, and you have to get all the paint off. So it takes hours to do. It's not a little job, and this took me hours. So anyway, I've done it now. So all these doors are now done. So I'm going to paint them. I've got some stain coming. It should come tomorrow, and I'm going to paint this hallway first. So I'm going to paint this hallway first tomorrow with the greeny colour that's in all the rooms. Excuse me. Then I will go round. As you can see, I managed to get the most of the paint off the floor, but I couldn't get it all off. But I managed to get it nearly all off. I will sweep that bit there. It should be dry tomorrow because I had to make it wet. I put loads and loads of covers down while I was doing it so that it wouldn't wet all this floor. But obviously it did get a bit damp. And I've hung up all the cloths here, the ones I used, which I just used for mopping up water because I had to go round all the door frames with a scourer and a cloth and rub off all the slimy paint stripper and just basically clean the wood. Tomorrow, my job is, it should be dry by tomorrow, is to sand it down. So I'm going to sand it tomorrow with a sander, or just hand sand it, it doesn't really matter. And then we will just dye it. We're going to just stain it. But I will do the white first, the green first in here. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. Sand it and then do the green after I sanded it. Okay, obviously. I just need to do this little bit here. I just noticed it's a bit rough there. So that's what I'm going to do. But this took me hours. I'm not joking. My back was hurting so much when I finished from stretching up and bending over. My God, I cannot tell you how long it took. It took hours and hours. But I'm glad I've done it now. So now, oh, I think now I missed a bit there. Oh, I missed a bit there. I need to get that off. So now what I'm going to do is just do the doorway. So all of this doorway, I'm going to paint. Because it's just painted white. And we only done that really quick to make it look all right for when the guests came. So I need to finish doing this with the greeny colour now. And then we'll finish this. So this little section will then be done. To this, I'm going to go in this room. There's not much furniture in here. Need to put that bed up for sale. Take down this Z bed. Move this table over from the wall. And just do the skirting board in here. I'm going to go round, do all the skirting board in here. Paint it brown. Just rough it down with a bit of sandpaper. This door's going to have to go back up. Anyway, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to paint this white, all this trim. I'm not going around it with any more paint stripper. Absolutely fed up with paint stripping. I've done so much of this paint, taking paint off in this place. It's taken me days, weeks, months to get the paint off. Like all in the lobby, changed all the doors back to brown, all the skirting boards. I just want to say goodbye. So I've done all this work today. It was such hard work. And the house is freezing. I'm having a bit of a moan here. I'm really sorry. But the house is absolutely freezing cold. I've got layers and layers of clothes on. So we need to get an engineer to come in and just do something so that the boiler works, so that we can put the heating back on so we can have the heating off. I think it's this paint stripper. I got a really bad headache earlier from the paint stripper, by the way. I know it doesn't smell much, but obviously it really got to me. And it gave me a really bad headache, but I just kept on and on and on doing the work because I thought, you know what, I'm finishing this today, no matter what. And I did. Because when you really want to do something, you should just do it. And usually the horrible jobs, you need to hurry up and get on with them horrible jobs, because they're the ones that hold you back otherwise. And then you can think, well, my next job is not going to be as horrible as this job. I think most of my other jobs in this whole place are not as horrible as this. Even cleaning my kitchen isn't going to be as bad as doing this doorway here. I'm telling you, I quite enjoy cleaning my kitchen actually, but I've got to give my kitchen a major clean because of the Hygiene Food Standard Agency. Anyway, so there's all these rules and regulations with running this kind of business, you know. There's so many rules and they keep making more and more and more and more rules. It's really difficult. Anyway, so I don't know why we're bothering really. But yeah, we've got this massive place and we just need to keep moving forward with it. I feel like it's my mission. I don't know what else I would do with my life if I wasn't doing this anyway. So, you know, I have to keep doing it. Every day I wake up and I think, oh, I need to do that today. I've ordered some more samples for headboards. And I'm hoping these lot of samples that come, we will actually pick some material for the headboards finally, so that we can order the material, the foam and the fabric and the spongy stuff that you need. But you also, with this trade, you have to have special fabric. You can't just buy any old fabric. You have to have special fire retardant fabric. You can't buy any old fabric. So it costs more and more money to do all this stuff. When you run a business like this, costs loads of money because there's all these rules and regulations that come out and they keep changing them. They bring more out. It's like they don't really want you to run a business. I feel that they don't really want small fry like us to actually run a business and try and be successful. They just keep putting hurdle upon hurdle upon hurdle in your way. So many rules. It's ridiculous. Anyway, so we are still battling our way through everything, and we will continue to battle our way through everything because I will not let them win, okay? So thank you for watching. Please give me a like and a thumbs up. And I hope you enjoyed this video, even though I had a massive rant here. But I tell you, sometimes things really get on top of you and you just got to battle your way through until you finish it. You know, just get on with it. The worse the job is, the more you need to just get on with it until you finished it. And with this doorway, that's exactly what I did. Bye for now. See you again. It's the 1st of February 2023 today. Wow, so yeah, we're now in February. Got to get our skates on. Anyway, I'm going to show you what I'm going to get up to indoors today. I'm not going outside today because the weather's a bit, well, it seems to have stopped now, but it's very windy and a bit rainy, and I've got lots to do indoors. So I want to finish this section where number 10 is today. So I'm going to finish this whole section, and that means I'm going to finish staining. The stains come, and the wood paints come as well. So we'll be able to try a bit of the wood paint on the skirting boards once I finish doing this section. But I'm going to paint this whole section today. So we're going to, I might hang you up for that if you want, and you want to see me do some of that, because that's a bit more exciting than paint stripping. So we finished paint stripping, thank God, and now we're going to just do a bit of sanding, a bit of light sanding around the door that I done yesterday, and a little bit on the bathroom door. There's a bit at the bottom that needs a bit of sanding, I noticed. And then we're going to try out wood stains. So I bought 2 wood stains. I bought a dark rosewood and I bought a country walnut, because on most of my doors out there I've used different coloured stains because they were all dark wood anyway. It didn't seem to matter which wood stain I put on. I used teak, I used walnut, I used what's the other one? Yeah, the rosewood. The rosewood is very dark. So what I'm going to do in here is put the walnut on first and see what that looks like. I know that the rosewood is a lot darker and has more Oh, well, it just looks better, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to do the sanding of this doorway now. We're going to probably mix the two paints together, the two stains together, because but they're only little tins. They're the tiny tins, so that you can just get an idea. They're not testers, they're like the first size up tins, but I've just bought two of those because I think they were like £6.50 each or something like that. I mean, they're still quite expensive for a teeny tiny tin of stain, but there would be enough between the two tins, and I would have some left to do these three door frames and the skirting again, because and a couple, this door I just noticed I need to do. So the two small tins will be more than enough to stain this round here, and this door frame and this door frame. Then we need to touch up all the skirting board, and we need to touch up the insides of the doors here, and I think the outsides of the doors. Let me just take this off. I just put a cloth on these to dry them off, and now I've sort of made them a bit dirty. And I was going to restain this one anyway because it's got some marks on it, so I'm going to restain that one. And round here it needs restain. That looks like the rosewood anyway on there. That looks like rosewood coloured stuff. On the inside of the door, this is going to be painted the light greeny colour, so I'll be doing that. And then we need to stain this, so we're going to do all that today. Yeah, so, and then once I've done all the wood stain, I'm going to paint this with the greeny colour. So this is all going to be done today. It'll take me all day, but I really want to finish this section today. And today is Wednesday, so if I get all this done today, that would be a really good job done. And then once I finish this whole section here, I'm going to go in this room here, and we're going to start on the skirting board. But first I just want to do a tester with that dark brown that I just bought. So I'm just going to sand it a little bit here. That should all be all right now. I washed it all off and everything. Sand a little bit here, and then we'll just do a tester with the brown paint, and then hopefully that will be dark enough to paint this. And that's only in a small tin as well. But if it works, I will buy a bigger tin. But obviously a bigger tin costs a lot more money, so I didn't want to like buy massive tins of everything. And I wasn't sure about the colour, because these woods, because they're all different, it's like they've just bought all different kinds of wood to make these frames with. Because there's like this pine, and then you've got different wood here, and they all stain differently, basically. So the darker the colour of the stain that you buy, the easier it is to cover up, like get them all to blend in so they all look like the same coloured wood rather than all different shades of brown. So that's what I'm going to do today. So we'll see how far we get. This won't take long to paint once I get my little roller out. The ceiling's already been painted, which is good. So I won't need to do that. Might have to touch it up a little bit here and there. I don't know if I've got any white emulsion actually. Oh, I need to sand that little bit there. That's quite annoying, isn't it? Like that bit there. I have to get that off. So what I'm going to do now is just do sanding. So I just want to show you what I've been up to. So I've done this doorway. Look, you can see I've stained it all. I mixed the two stains together and I put it in this jar. And what I'm going to do now is, because I don't know if there'll be enough for all three doorways, and I'm touching up all the skirting board as I'm going round. But with these doors, I do have some of the old stain over here. Let me get it. Yeah, this one. I've still got some of this left in here, and this is dark oak. So I would have used dark oak, medium walnut, country walnut, and red. What do you call it? Rosewood, dark rosewood. This is dark rosewood and the walnut mixed together, and that's quite a nice colour. But what I was thinking, I might need to go over it again. And what I'm just using a little brush at the moment, that size, but I will use a bigger brush to go over it again. So once I've done all the cutting in and everything. But what I was thinking is I might, on these two doorways, is put an undercoat of this on and then use this as a top coat. So that's what I'm going to do on these two doorways. The reason why I wanted Johnston's stuff is because it's better quality. This one's alright, but it's not as good quality. So it looks nice, doesn't it? But it does need another coat, so we will give it another coat. Yeah, I'll show you this side. There you go. And I always clean as I go. And got rid of all the paint right off the skirting boards and everything. So I sanded it all down. So that's what it looks like right now. So it's looking good, isn't it? So my mission today is to get this all done, then get this painted, get Simon to put this door back. I've got to just do the bottom, put some paint on the bottom where you had to scrape some off, and then I will finish this side of this door that needs like touching up. So I'm just going to crack on. I was going to hang you up, but I can't find my tripod. I think my partner might have taken it back upstairs. I had it in the kitchen for ages. So I'm just going to carry on doing it, and I'll show you once I've done it. Okay, so basically all it is just staining the wood. It's not very complicated. Okay, so that's it. So I'll show you again once I've put a layer of this on this doorway. Okay, and we'll see how different the colour is. Okay, but it doesn't really matter because look how dark this is down here. So that's the original wood. So it doesn't really matter if you're... I've found with all these stains, and I've done so many doors and hallways and everything upstairs, downstairs, in bedrooms, it really doesn't seem to matter what one I use. As long as it's dark, it doesn't really matter. Not mahogany, because mahogany is very red. But all the rest, I've used teak, I've used walnut, I've used oak, I've used rosewood. I've used so many different stains, and all the doors blend in, like in the hallway. See, I've had to rub this down a bit here and there where there was some paint on it, so I will just wipe that over and then just touch it up. Staining around the door frames. As you can see, it is now 10 to 6 in the evening, and I've finished completely doing the door frames. So they're all done now, and I've finished staining this door. This one here is stained. Hold on, let me just put the light on. Right, and this side I'm going to paint this tomorrow with the greeny colour, and then it'll contrast nicely with the wood surround. So this wood surround is done now. I'm just going to touch up this edge again because it's quite light, and if you look in the mirror here, you can see the edge. So I want to make sure that it doesn't notice too much. So I'm going to do that tomorrow, and I will get the greeny colour out and stepping on a very yucky glove. So half of the battle when you're doing stuff is cleaning. So always try and keep your area where you're paint stripping. I know the paint stripper is a pain, but always keep your areas clean. So I brought the old hoover down, and I was hoovering all in the corners and everything and the dust, and when I sanded it, I made sure that I cleaned up all the dust first before I got the stain out. So preparation is very, very, very important, and I probably spent like 2.5 hours prepping these, and that was sanding them and cleaning, and it did take me quite a while. The side of this door isn't quite finished. I'll just show you. Right, so this side of this door is going to be greeny colour, but I ran out. I really didn't realise there was still some paint up here, so I will finish this tomorrow, the door frame. All of this is going to be left now, and the door's going to be left because that's part of this room, which is room 11. And we're not doing that right now. That's probably one of the last rooms we're going to finish. But I want to show you the brown paint that I bought today, called One. And look, so I painted this with the brown paint. I've got to do some more green, and I'm going to paint in there the greeny colour tomorrow, then do some touching up inside this room, But if you look at the brown paint, look, so this is what I'm using instead of trying to take off the paint for the, because I couldn't get it off. It's just too much work, and I don't want to be doing this forever. So I bought a small tin of this one paint, it's called. I'll show you it tomorrow when I do the painting in there. I might need to touch it up again because I noticed it looks a bit see-through, but I don't know if it matters really because it is supposed to look like wood on the skirting board. Slightly different colour. I think that's what you call walnut. Yeah, dark cherry wood and the oak, and I mixed it together and it's come up with this really nice colour, which all the doors are anyway. They're more of this sort of nice reddy colour than they are oak colour, if you know what I mean. So if you can see that on the camera, looks really nice. So tomorrow I'll go around all the edges with the green. This whole area needs to be painted green, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. But let me just show you where I've done it round the cupboard doors, because I was testing that as well. So tomorrow I definitely need to take photo of this bed. But if you look here, I'll stand back here, you can see where I've done it round the cupboard doors. So I think I definitely will need to put another layer of paint on this one, even though it's called one, which means you're supposed to only use one coat. But I think I will put two on, and I just done a little bit of the skirting down there as well. So it's all going to be brown, so it looks like wood, because I cannot scrape off all this wood. It is matte. I think I bought matte. Yeah, I think it's matte. So that's it. So I'm going to use the rest of this tomorrow, and then I'll probably order another tin, a bigger tin, because all this has got to be done yet, all round here. All this has got to be done. So it's quite a big room, but I think it looks good. These doors are going to be painted the greeny colour, so there'll be a nice sort of contrast between the two. The carpet is going to